Yeah, looks like we got Zamel versus Undead. I think in the past, Red used to actually be pretty decent in this matchup. Or just the sort of style he played was decent, which was like Wagons, Necros, Lich, or just tons of piercing. Yeah, he just had lots of AoE. He was pretty good against expansions because he did a good timing push. But nowadays he plays more Fire Lord, and Fire Lord is questionable sometimes. Now there is some cool benefits. Fire Lord with an orb is kind of cool. It's probably not as good as Fire Lord with an Orb of Venom, but you know, it's still good because he attacks fast. You know, the extra plus damage matters a lot for a hero that attacks fast, and yeah. And he tends to do this as well. He goes, you know, Tavern Hero build, of course, but he goes Necropolis so that he can get a super quick tech. So that is what we will likely see here. Which, by the way, top right spawn, our yellow undead Red, who will likely be playing Firelord, as I mentioned, but we could see something different. And at the bottom left, our purple Night Elf Link is going to go Demon Hunter, and this is one of the main problems if you do go Firelord. I know Link does also tend to go Tavern Hero quite often, but I guess against Undead he favors the Demon Hunter. Or maybe it's this map, I'm not sure. But we do see him oftentimes go Panda as well. Maybe he'll even go Panda in the next game. Or maybe he is going Demon Hunter because he knows it's likely to be Firelord. I'm not sure how much familiarity Link has with Red's playstyle. Yeah, for Red, assuming he does still go Firelord, it would probably be ideal if he actually went either Incinerate plus Soulburn against the Demon Hunter, or try to get away with creeping with Lava Spawn somewhere else. But if he chooses Lava Spawn and goes aggressive, which he did, as we can see from Booster, this is worst case scenario. And now, honestly, this is almost just game losing. As bad as that sounds, this is how you lose games. No mana, Lava Spawn is already used, and it's having no value. And this might even be the XP going to the Demon Hunter, and Red is in a rough spot. But he does have his tech underway, a very aggressive tech position, so that he will have Frost Tower coverage in a huge area up front. So the Demon Hunter will not be able to pass here easily, and Red can use it to creep later as well. But this Fire Lord is just such a bad position here now. He will likely have to buy boots later too, because the DH will probably buy his own boots. And if you do not have defensive boots against it, you will die. Yeah, Red going to go back, pick up the rod, and we'll see him try to make something of this now. Can he find a critter to start creeping? Looks like no. There should probably be one in this area somewhere. Demon Hunter going to get his level 2, few archers on the field. Hunter's Hall, tech, both around halfway done. Wisp scouting. So it looks like Link is very comfortable with his position right now, and Red, of course, just trying to do whatever he can at the moment. Has around 5 ghouls, but using 4 to creep. So his wood will be a little stagnant for now, and I do know that he will oftentimes with this fast tech need a lot of wood. So the question is, does he instant tier 3, or does he afford like double temple and then like a slaughter? No, he does go tier 3 right away. Wants that orb as quick as possible, but it does mean his tech buildings are very delayed. So his only benefit right now for tier 3 is going to be the extra XP and the Orb of Corruption. Extra XP for solo hero, assuming he stays solo hero. DH on the other side did pick up those boots, as I mentioned earlier he would. So Firelord is going to have to be careful if he does not pick up his own boots soon. Double replenishment as well means the DH can be very aggressive without having to back off to his Moonwells. We do see one replenishment already used. No value for the mana, but will get his health topped off. And the Fire Lord trying to make something happen here, trying to creep. And Link not spotting Red. Looks like he's unaware of Red. Where's Red's going? There's not much for Scout Wisps currently. And Red will be able to get his level 2 here. DH not quite 3, but should be able to get it off the creep. And with level 3 DH and Boots of Speed, this Fire Lord's going to have a lot of trouble. But of course, if Link doesn't prepare properly, he can still get overwhelmed by the Necros, and that is what we do see. Temple and Slaughter. Oh, 2 ghouls left off wood. This could be a pretty big deal actually, because this is a very wood-intensive build, especially with how fast you tech. Oh, it looks like he wanted to pull them for extra creeping power. He does know the lava spawns will time out soon. Pretty good damage items. You prefer claws rather than gloves. 1 gloves is okay though. Oh, and Link gonna run right in. No Ziggurat block. And since he's mid-tech, there's no Frost Tower anywhere. But the ghouls should be able to clean up the archers, assuming Red can dust them. He is TPing in. TP might not be spotted on this one. And Red, if he can get over to his shop and pick up dust, he could get a lot of kills here, but he needs to move quick before the TP goes off. Is he going to do that, or is he just going to go for the kill? TP is passed. Naga will TP out. The archers survive. 1 will fall in the end, but not a bad attack from Link. He killed 2 archers, forced the TP, and spotted the situation. Spotted the tier 3 finishing, spotted the temple and the slaughter. Would like to see Red add a second temple now. As for Link, what is his transition here? Okay, so we got 1 wind and 1 lore, a very interesting setup. Maybe he wants like Fairy MG, which is viable against Necros. You can, of course, just go double lore and mass MGs instead. That's kind of what I prefer. Because MGs are pretty good at just taking, you know, kind of no damage against Necros. Bears are not too good because they will just die to the massive damage, the magic damage, etc. But MGs are decent. Dryads can be okay at first, especially if you have an Expo, but you can't really just have lots of Dryads without an Expo against this. The wagons, the piercing damage, skeletal mages will kind of crush the Dryads. So Link does need to get something happening soon, or he's just gonna get overwhelmed by pure strategy. Oh, this is interesting. He's adding hippos. Is he unaware of exactly what Red's doing? Maybe he's expecting like fast destroyers or something? He should have seen the temple up here because he walked right through here. And yeah, Red did end up snagging this creep with help of the Citadel. Book of the Dead, not necessarily bad. I mean, you're adding even more skeletons for your army. And these ones don't rely on corpses being around, so you can like start the fight with that. Oh, he's adding a Hippo Rider. Interesting choice. Maybe he wants to focus down the Necros with tons of piercing. Yeah, Fairy added now. Fairies can be good against Necros, but they are also a little sketchy because oftentimes the Undead can merely summon the skeletons before the fairies are in position, before they're mana flared. And then the skeletal mages can just kill the fairies. So you really have to be very careful with the fairies. You need to Detto the skellies, get the fairies in position, and work off that. True shot for Link, not bad considering he's going all range so far. And almost level 3 on the Naga. Mana potion picked up as well. Red's Fire Lord looking kind of stacked, already over level 4, but he does need to be careful. He has no TP, no invuln, no boots, and yeah, he probably should have sold a gloves to get something, you know, some sort of defensive thing. But he looks like he wants to just fight here, and he probably has a lot for this. There's quite a few corpses here, but he needs to be careful of the Wisp Detos. Detos coming in early, not ideal, because you really want to actually Deto the skeletons themselves. And Red, can he get a good fight here? The Mana Flare is coming out. Red needs to be careful of that, because they will kill the Necros, but there is a Book of the Dead still. And... oh, the Fire Lord! The Fire Lord! This is the problem of having no defensive items. But the Undead army, the Scourge, look at this! It just makes skeletons, lol! Red is definitely still in the game. There's very little healing, there's no rejuve. Link has a lot of gold though, he can buy triple heal potion and moonstone. But Red needs to regroup, needs his hero to get back out. Sadly, he's going to miss some of this XP, but he kills the Hippo Rider and the Fairy. Good pickoffs, that's -6 food. But Link does get a bit of XP. His Naga leveled up from 2.8 or 7 to 3.7. Yeah, Red's adding a Fiend for a little extra piercing. But honestly, he just needs to get like another statue, probably. Because this one will run out of mana. And then he needs another wagon. If he can get another statue and a wagon, which puts him to 50 food, he can probably go again with this army. Get Ghoul Frenzy, which I don't think he has right now. Yeah, get Ghoul Frenzy, wagon, statue, and then he can go again. But he's adding more Fiends instead. Looks like he wants some web to put the fairies on the ground. It's not the worst. But I think that's more of like a 60 to 70 food army, or like if you have an expansion already. But without an expansion, I think he should have just foregone the Fiends and just made more Necromancer stuff. Link, on the other hand, only now going tier 3. I didn't even realize at first. He actually stayed tier 2 and went like Dryad Fairy. A very interesting army composition, especially because Demon Hunter almost always wants a quick tier 3. He wants to get his Orb of Venom. You know, you want your staff, of course, but that's just tier 2. And then you usually want bears, or at least MGs in this case against Necros. So, interesting choices from both sides. We'll see how it works out. Link does have quite a few wisps. They are regenning now that it's night. And they do need to get regened up a bit because they can get quickly picked off with only this much health. A high-level play that you can actually do against Necromancers, assuming they don't go Fiends and Web, which Red has done, is you can actually get a Zeppelin and put the Wisps in the Zeppelin. That can be a huge play. I don't know if it's the best here though, because Red did transition to a few Fiends. I assume he has Web because he saw the air. And you know, you don't want to get that Zeppelin webbed, really. It's not the biggest deal, because, you know, the Wisp will still pop out after, but it is sketchy. Oh, and Link actually sells the True Shot. Pure range army besides the DH. Oh, and we got the fight. We got Unholy Frenzy. Red's army is super scary. Link's going to need some huge mana flares, but he pops all of the mana flares at the same time up front. Ghoul's going to town on the back, and the DH is fighting everything on his own. There is Cripple available as well, and Red, yeah, he has Web. His Web, right? The fairies are just slowly getting taken out. He has auto cast off right now for the Necros, waiting till the fairies are gone. And I don't think Link has much beyond this. Red is turning this around even with that hero death. And the fairies are just gone. Fairy's not ending up being the right call here. I think they can be okay if you can get a huge mass of just fairy wisps, but I believe you need an expansion for that. And Link, without an expansion, not really able to overcome the Scourge. There's only a couple wisps left and they were taking off gold. Crippled Demon Hunter in the main will have to pop his invuln maybe to start getting rid of that. But there's so many skeletons. Can he get some mana burns off on these Necros? Some Forked Lightnings? But even so, look at how fast the Nod is dying. Invuln's popped. DH trying to go to work here, but the Fiends are also pretty difficult to kill. Red tries to go for a little surround there, but the DH does make it safely back to the Moonwell. And Link running out of healing. He only has one Moonwell left. No Wellspring. And that Moonwell is gone as well. And the Necros, they still got more mana. They just need some corpses. If this wagon can start generating some corpses, maybe use this corpse over here. There's just too much. GG is called. Red will be victorious game 1. Nice showing by him to take that first game. But can he take game 2 here on Northern Isles? Bottom left spawn, our Purple Knight Elf Link. He will be the one trying to turn this around. And do we see anything different here? It is. We are going to see the Tavern build. So he was not happy with how the Demon Hunter played out that last game. I do think DH can be pretty strong against it. Because Mana Burn and Boots are pretty oppressive against the Fire Lord for an undead army. You know, there isn't a good regen for the Fire Lord. But I don't hate this play either. Link is comfortable with the Panda, and Panda can be pretty good against Necromancers. Breath of Fire hits the mechanical units like Statue, Wagon, and of course just AoE in general can be pretty good against, you know, massive armies, and that's what skeletons do. So you get Wisps to take out some, and you can get the Breath of Fire to take out the rest. Level 6 Panda, of course, can also be good. Let's see, top right side, our yellow Undead Red will be doing the same strategy at the start. But I do know from past games of his that he does change it up sometimes. Most of his change ups will be switching from, you know, switching from something like Necros into, you know, some sort of like A-Bomb Wagon type army instead. Maybe see Fiends or Gargs or whatever. But oftentimes it is generally the Necromancers. We do have the fast tech once again. As you can see, Altar's not even done for either side, but tech's already underway for Red. But this will allow the Panda to creep very easily himself. But Firelord can do decent against the Panda early. We see the Wisp here. Red not actually going for the Wisp. Oh no, it's going to be Beastmaster. Alright, so not the Panda. This is not terrible either. Red does actually avoid making destroyers in most games. So these summons from the Beastmaster can be pretty oppressive. Because the Necromancer army doesn't really want to make destroyers, right? You just want to make a big mass of stuff. And so if this Beastmaster gets leveled up, you get that high level bear, you can blink bear onto the Fire Lord, and that can be pretty huge in itself. You can also have the bear take out wagons, etc. So this is not bad. Could see a Hawk as well. Hawk magic damage can be pretty good against the heavy armor mechanical units. But of course, if there is web again, like the last game, maybe it wouldn't be the right call. And a pretty quick tech for Link as well. Red's, of course, will be faster, as it is one of the fastest techs you can have. Yeah, and Red's just going to creep this time. I think this would have been the better call last game as well, particularly because of the Demon Hunter. But it works out okay here too, because you can't really, without a Rod of Necromancy, you can't really pressure this. And because he goes for such a fast tech, his shop is late. He hasn't even gone back yet to get the Rod. But we might see it now. Replenishment also used. He wants to get another lava spawn. Slippers will help the Fire Lord as well. He is an Agi hero. Beastmaster on the other side, greater mana. This can get some pretty good value in the mid game. If Link wants to overwhelm with summons, maybe do a push. One thing Link can do, if he wants to take a page out of someone like Paz's book, he can go Beastmaster quick to level 3, which would be basically this camp. And then he can pick up a Tinker at tier 2, get like Nature's Blessing, improved bows, and just archer push with like level 2 bear. Oh, he's gonna have a level 2 hawk. So yeah, you can have level 2 hawk and then a bear, greater mana for even more summons, and then like the factory. And you can just push this. Like red has no defenses right now. There's only a couple Ziggurats. They're kind of on the side. The tech's underway, so the main's not actually hitting yet. And his army's not particularly great against a push, but there is quite a few ghouls. If this hawk is not put on the ghouls and instead attacking the Naga, it's not getting full value. You would like this magic damage to hit the heavy armor. Link is going to chase though, so this might be a push. It is. But do we see the Tinker? Or is it just going to be solo Beastmaster? I do think a second hero would help a lot here. He has 5 food available, but not enough resources currently. But something like a Tinker or even his own Fire Lord, if you want to just be completely disrespectful, could be a play. But yeah, look at this. The summons are just huge against the ghouls, but oh, Link's kind of backing off a bit, wants to reposition. And should be able to take out these ghouls quite quickly. Look at this damage from the Hawk. Decent choice here, and with the greater mana, the Beastmaster is going to have a lot of value. Little extra frontline with these couple hunts. Red does have a slaughter though, so he can produce wagons to defend against this. The statues also help a lot if he can keep them alive. Going for some repair on the statue here, but it is going to fall. It looks like Hawk, one more hit. Oof. But the lava spawns have split. There's Rod of Necromancy, and Rod of Necromancy plus lava spawns provide huge damage for the undead. Link needs to be careful. The Beastmaster's diving too deep. Oh no, this push might be ending. He has towers coming up, but can his Beastmaster get out, or will he have to TP? Hunts are starting to fall. There is another statue coming actually, instead of a wagon, and Link not going to TP out. He has his towers up, but the summons proving too much. That's one of the things with this push. You have to actually bring even more wisps. You need some to Detto, particularly against Rod of Necromancy, but even more so because the Fire Lord has lava spawns. And then you need some to produce, you know, Protectors or Ancient of Wars or Ancient of Wonders. And let's see. Okay, so Link does Tavern Rebuy the Beastmaster. He has some Moonwells to work with. A lot of healing still at his base that he hasn't been able to utilize yet. A shop as well. Maybe this push could have been a little bit better if instead of the shop and lore here, he had instead bought like a second hero, you know, like a Tinker, and just stayed a little bit farther on the outside. You know, probably dove a little too deep. But staying over here and maybe an extra wisp or two could have been good enough for this push. And now with a wagon on the field, the protectors are falling and red is in a decent spot again. He has tier 3, should be able to pick up his orb here in a second. Oh yeah, and something I forgot to mention, he did mix it up this time. No solo Fire Lord this time. He adds the Naga. Would be interesting to see if he adds a Lich third as well. Frost Nova, Frost Arrow, and then Soul Burn can be pretty good alongside Orb. Oh, and Link wants to keep the push on. He's not going to back off. Looks like he wants to go for this wagon with the Hawk, but this Ice Tower main here doing a lot of work. And I don't know if this push is really going to work. I think Link maybe could have just backed off, tried to expand or something. But this push, I think, has failed and is not going to come through here. But Link can get some pickoffs here. He is getting close to level 4. Level 2 bear can be huge. But look at this damage. He doesn't even have the orb yet. Red hasn't even made it to his shop on the side. He is going there now, finally. I think. Yeah, he does finally get the orb. And now, oh, look at this. Orb, slippers, claws. 3-2 heroes. At this point, Red's heroes alone are pretty strong. Link trying to still get something done. High level Beastmaster can put in work, of course. But will it be enough? He has no expansion to fall back on. Red is mixing it up. He has a guard now. Does he have a temple? No. So it is just crypt plus slaughter. Oh, wagon! Wagon! Run away! He does pull the wagon back in time. And trying to chase here. Probably the right call. There isn't too much Link can do against this chase. Link getting his own tier 3, which could give the Beastmaster a way to get a lot of extra XP. Having solo hero and tier 3 does give you a big XP boost, so we might see him try to go for like level 5, level 6, and that could be a huge difference maker, especially with Blink Bear. Maybe even the super invisible Hawk against all of these heavy armor mechanical units does have a huge amount of damage against them. Oh, Red gets rewarded with Flute. Look at this damage. Do we see him go shopping? There is a marketplace on this map. Let's see, looks like he repaired the wagon. He has 3 statues this time, so he might actually be going for destroyers at some point. Oh, yeah, we do have destroyer form on the way. But he is mixing a A-bomb first. Yeah, looks like he is mixing it up. Not going for the Necros this time, but instead adding, you know, eventually some destroyers and so on to deal with the Beastmaster summons, it seems. But Link is getting quite a bit of time to do his own thing for now. Chim Roost and Lore, this could be a decent play. You get the Dryads to deal with destroyers, you get the Chims to deal with like A-bomb wagons, statues, and then the Beastmaster, if there's no destroyers because you have Dryads, you know, his summons can kind of take over on the ground. So, not the worst call here. Ideally, you'd probably have an expansion behind this, but you know, since he went into an all-in earlier, it's not really too viable at this point. But I like this transition from Link. Maybe he can still be in the game with this, especially with level 5 here soon. This will be... Is this just enough? Or is it like 1 XP off? Oh, just enough. Level 5 Beastman. Did he just kill? I think he just killed a summon. Yeah, we got level 5 Beastman here. Can even sell the claws if he wants. Maybe try to buy Wand of Illusion if it's in the shop. And Red's just content on creeping. He has heal wards, which is a very good item for creeping. And he's trying to get 4-4 or 5-4 heroes. No third hero being added, so no Lich. Thought there might be one, but seems not, at least so far. Maybe he'll break 50 food with a third hero. Nice little micro there to save the Garg. And Link. He's gonna sell the claws and get a heal scroll. Okay, goes for the invuln instead. Also not a bad choice. Heal scroll might have been more value. Not sure. Yeah, we got Nature's Blessing. Interesting choice. Oh, I didn't even see he went double Chim Roost. Okay. Okay. We're gaming here? Hello? Double Chim Roost, anyone? Hello? Oh my god, this Fire Lord, dude. This is such an insane item for him. The extra health, so he actually has survivability. But also the agi, just huge damage. Little creep jack here, but I don't know if Link is ready for this. I think he needs his chims on the field first. This Garg from Red is still quite low health. It keeps getting hit during each creep camp, and the statue not quite healing it up fully yet. And with this Garg low health, there's not much anti-air besides the heroes, unless the fiends have web as well. He sees the chims, he sees the level 3 Invis Hawk. Does Red have web? He does have web! So the Hawk gets snared down, but the chims are still here, and if the chims can get onto this A-bomb or this wagon, that'll be a huge XP jump. Look at this A-bomb, it's just dead! Okay, will he pop the invuln and stay in the fight? He does. Fiend goes down. Next A-bomb, look at this magic damage! Link with the nice focus fire on these chims, and Red's losing so much, but he does need to be careful, and he will TP out. But huge pickoffs for Link. Link's back in the game. He has the supply lead with even resources. Now, saying that, if Red prepares properly, he should still be able to win this, because his heroes are super scary as well. Level 5 and level 4.6 on the Naga, these are very difficult heroes to deal with, especially with this extra damage. But Red needs to do something to deal with the chims. Oh, getting caught out. He does have a TP. Is he gonna fight? I don't know if he has enough. But look at this damage! Look at this Fire Lord damage on the chim! Hello? Balance? He will lose a fiend for it, but that is a worthwhile trade. And the Fire Lord as well is quite low and difficult to heal up normally, but he has heal wards. Link wants more though. Look at this Hawk damage! This 83 damage hit! Look at that! Oh my god. The Hawk! Any Hawk gamers? Hello? Oh, the Stampede! We have Soulburn though. Soulburn. Red. Hello? Oh no, he's not going for the Soulburn. Is it on cooldown? I don't think it is. Yes, max it up. Okay, finally gets the Soulburn off. A little late, but you know, at least he stopped it. His Slaughter and Crypt are quite low though. And Link might be overextending here, but he does have a TP, and there's the Garg transition, so it's going to be Gargs instead of Fiends, and I think that's the right call. Because it's Dryad Chims, Gargs are very good against this, and Link now going for the hero focus fire could be an all-in play by him to just try to nuke a hero down. The Naga's getting caught out, Red not moving it back very quickly, and the Naga's just gonna fall! The level 5 Naga falls! But Link lost so much in return. Did he get enough done here? He does still have a supply lead, but Red has a lot of resources. However, with the Crypt falling as well, Red's having a little bit of trouble rebuilding his army, and he needed that Crypt. He's going to actually build 2 of them. We're going to see the transition to mass Gargs, and he does have 2 damage upgrades. I think this will be difficult for Link to deal with. I think the right call here, if he's reading this properly, is to cancel this Chim and make like double wind or something. Or maybe just another lore. Maybe just 1 lore and just go mass Dryads. Could be a play instead. But yeah, I think Chims are no longer the call. You can't realistically keep them alive unless you go something like double wind and have lots of hippos alongside them. Because Dryads do not kill Gargs fast enough. Gargs are the right call for Red to transition to against Dryad Chim. There's no AoE for the Gargs. There's no super strong anti-air with just the Dryads. Oh, but Link once more, he's just going in. Nice little focus fire taking out a Garg, but look at this. Look at this wagon damage. Oh my god. The siege damage. It's just a slaughter everywhere. The Gargs are falling. The wagons are falling. With the crypts being so late because he had to rebuild them. Link found a little timing here to take out most of Red's army. We got level 6 on the Fire Lord in return. Look at this damage! This dude's a beast! Plus 18! Not to mention 850 health on a Fire Lord, that's pretty strong. And now the Naga is back, another plus 3 damage on this Fire Lord from the True Shot. And we're going to see the Ghoul Garg, the classic Undead gameplay. I do think he could just go pure Garg, to be honest. With like, you know, some statues and destroyers as well, since he has the slaughter. But a couple ghouls now. Oh, he had to actually make the ghouls because he had no wood. I didn't see that at first. Okay, that's the right call. But yeah, Link does need to transition out of the Chims, or he needs something else. Because Chims are not going to hold up. Okay, we got bears now. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is Naga's just getting focused. Just right click the hero. Who's the hero nuker now? It's the Night Elf. Balance? Hello? But the Chims do fall, and that's the power of these Gargs. Oh, the Naga gets rebought back. Might have to TP sooner rather than later. Does not want one of these heroes. Needs to watch out for the bash. Both sides going to TP. Also, I didn't see, but does teleport get rid of Soulburn? Or was the Soulburn just timing out? I guess it doesn't matter, right? Like, does Soulburn have damage over time? I forget. It's damage over time, right? On Soulburn? I think it's like damage reduction, damage over time, and silence. So, yeah. I couldn't tell if the TP got rid of the Soulburn or if it just timed out. But that was interesting, because I thought Red maybe just cast that Soulburn. Yeah, that's different than something like Shadow Strike, right? When you Shadow Strike something and they TP, the Shadow Strike keeps going off, right? It's like an affliction that just stays. But something like Soulburn, I guess it's because you can dispel Soulburn, right? But you can't dispel Shadow Strike. Makes sense. Interesting mechanics. Okay, will we see Volcano? Any Volcano fans? I would actually like to see Red maybe sell something here. You know, he could sell these and buy a TP. Maybe an invuln, and then go in with Volcano. You know, you put a Volcano right here, and if Link's not fast enough, if he doesn't get a bash to proc on his bear, the Moonwells might all die. Could even go Invis on the Fire Lord. Oh, going for a Periapt, interesting choice. Invuln on the Naga, Periapt on the Fire Lord, no TP. Oh my god, they're just passing each other. We're gonna see Volcano in the main. Link's gonna have to TP right away if the Volcano goes off. Is Red gonna go for it? He is! We got the Volcano! Look at that! One hit! The Moonwells are like dead! Oh my god. Volcano's so good at removing food production buildings. Hello, Moonwells? And Red took out the Ancient Award, Hunter's Hall, Shop, double Moonwell, Altar in a second as well. But Link's going... Oh my god! We got the counter play with the Stampede! The Dinos are marching! And there's no TP for Red, he went for a Periapt instead. The Acolytes are gonna have to run, the Ghouls need to run. Because Link's gonna remove this base. It's just a base trade. Link will win the base trade, but I think Red's army is probably stronger. So if Red can fight, you know, if he can defend or get into some actual engagement, he can still win. But yeah, he does need to pull back, and that is what he's doing now. So probably the wrong call to go for the Periapt instead of something like a TP, as now Link is in a comfortable position. He has another tree at the bottom that Red might be spotting here. I'm not sure if he's spotted it yet because Acolytes, of course, not much vision at night. But he should see it now. He sees the Chimroos for sure. I think the main... Does he have a building coming up? Oh, he does, just in time. Nicely done. And a very nice position for the building too. I think that's a very good call to put it there, because it's one of the later spots Link will likely scout at this point, because there's only one Wisp. Okay, unless the Dryad comes out marching there, that could be bad. But Red, look at this, he's getting a bunch of pickoffs. Level 7 Firelord. But the problem is he only has one building and he has no resources left. He needs to sell something. He needs to sell the Periapt. He needs to sell the pendant, the ring, maybe even something else. He can sell it here. He's going to go to the main shop, but he needs to sell it now because he has no gold to build another necropolis, and he needs blight to build other buildings. He's selling. He sold something. Okay, necropolis is up. Red will survive. Now he can cancel this. Should cancel it for some return on resources. But it looks like he wants to get a bunch of damage here. There is a TP, but if he forces the TP, the Beastmaster might be dead. Red knows that it's going here. He has an Acolyte to scout. He could chase this down. The Acolyte can keep tabs of where the Beastmaster goes. Is that what, he's going for it? He's chasing it down. Oh no. Link. Link. Are you running out of army? He's only got 14 food. He's mining. And he's got the building advantage, but he's got no army left. And you can't run from Gargs too effectively, either air units. Oh, but Red's letting it go. He wants to take out the buildings instead. Might have been the better call. Oh, he's going for the volcano. He just wants to remove the tree, make sure there's no mining. Not the worst call, but I would have liked to see him maybe put some of the air units on the Beastmaster to chase it down. Necropolis is spotted. This one will be cancelled as well. And there is one Acolyte left. 2 Acolytes left. One here. So yeah, this one can probably stay with his army, be safe. And this one can, yeah, I think Red's done it. I don't think Link has enough anymore. And this Necropolis finished. Oh no. Link has no mana to take it out. Red manages to scrape by. He should be doing this. There is a nice little Invis Hawk Scout, but
town is under siege.
Yeah, Link's going for the Invis. He wants to do Invis to heal from his Moonwells. Okay, this is a good call. He could get Hawk, Bear, and Stampede here, and Red, and he has to hope that this is the last building, but Red does have another Necropolis coming up, another Acolyte waiting. He has 254 gold, so he needs one more gold, I believe, for a Necropolis. Yeah, assuming Red has enough resources, he should still be fine, but Link will be able to take this out if he wants to invest into it. Look at this triple summon and Stampede. He's just going for it. He knows that he has to hope this is like one of the last buildings. Oh, lizards, hello. But this is not the last building, so Link will have to try to find the other Necropolis. Oh, does he even have enough to take this out? Oof, the army's dying so fast. Can the bear take this out? The Beastmaster needs to run. The Frost Arrow, it's level 3 Frost Arrow as well. Oh no, Link's hoping it's the last building, and he's not even going to find out. He probably thinks this is potentially super close, but there is another Necropolis about to finish. This Acolyte as well could either go to the Blight Oh no, he has a tree. Look at this little boy.
A player's forces are under attack.
Link thinks this might still be the last building. He's gonna run the tree across the map. 2 food army, let's go. He's got 2 wisps left. Get him! Let's go! Oh no. But red should spot it. However, if red wasn't looking directly, he might not have seen this. Because when it's uprooted, it will not like show on the minimap.
A town is under siege.
In the you have to actually look. Like you'll see it on the minimap if you're looking at that moment, but it won't stay on the minimap as you get out of vision. So okay, it does look like he noticed. And red now finding this tree will secure the victory. GG is called. But little does he know, red still had another necropolis and even a haunted gold mine coming up now. And the army. The right call to switch to Gargs. Red will take the victory here with the 2-0. We got to see 7-6 versus level 8 heroes. I'm not sure if we saw a tornado. I mean, I didn't see it, of course, but I wonder if red actually used it on the side somewhere towards the end, or if he only just hit 6. Yeah, GG is called.